6-year-old son will be heading to Downing Street to present a petition calling for him to be granted a special licence to use medical cannabis. Alfie Dingley has a rare form of epilepsy and can suffer as many as 30 seizures a day. Well, our reporter Greg Dawson is live at College Green with Alfie and Hannah now. Greg.
Thank you, Joe. Yes, 380,000 signatures on that petition, which will be presented to Number 10 this afternoon. It's all about this boy, 6-year-old Alfie Dingley. He's enjoyed his day in Parliament today. He's even been given a red bus, which he's loved rolling around College Green here. His mother, Hannah Deacon, is with us. Hannah, just tell us a bit more about Alfie's condition, please.
Alfie has a very rare condition. There's only 9 boys in the world with PCDH19. It's a genetic condition. It's extremely rare. There's no understanding about how to treat it, and it's very aggressive, and he's had a very, very difficult time since he was a little baby.
You have taken him to the Netherlands where he was treated with cannabis oil.
Yeah.
Just talk to me about the differences that you noticed.
Before we went to Holland, Alfie was in hospital every 4 to 10 days with a severe cluster of seizures, needing up to 5 doses of intravenous steroids, plus lots of rescue medicines and anti-epileptics. He had tonic-clonic seizures, where he went purple, incredibly frightening. We would always need an ambulance to get to hospital. We lived like that for 18 months, and it is the most horrendous thing that we've had to endure. It was just awful. And our doctor said to us, if we carry on the way we were, that Alfie would become very sick, possibly get psychosis, or his organs would fail and he could die. So we had no choice. We took him to Holland.
And you noticed a huge change?
Yeah, I mean, once he was put on the THC as well as the CBD oil, he had 1 seizure a month. He had 1 dose of steroids a month. He had a happy life. He noticed his sister. He played with her. We had family days together, which were normal, and we hadn't had that for a long, long time, and it was just a miracle for us. And we wanted to replicate that in the UK with our family and with our friends and with our jobs, and try to get back to some sort of normality.
Now, at the moment, Alfie cannot have that cannabis oil in this country. He had a seizure last week, given more steroids, and naturally he becomes quite aggressive, and that is difficult for you to manage.
It's horrendous. I get no help other than from family. He had a seizure on Monday night. We had to rush him into hospital, and then he carried on having seizures again on Tuesday night. So he had 2 doses of steroids, and this is what he does to me. If you look at my hands, this is what he does. He's aggressive. He is angry. I'm frightened. I can't leave him alone with his sister. It's horrendous. He couldn't go to school because I can't put him in a situation at school where he might hurt other children. It's no life, and we've gone from having a lovely life in another country to having a horrible life again, where I'm a full-time carer. It's incredibly stressful, it's very upsetting, and it's even more upsetting because I know none of it needs to happen.
Now, the Home Office initially said simply they couldn't let you license this medication in the UK. Now, subsequently they said they would consider a 3-month trial, but they could make no promises. You haven't heard anything since that. That was about 3 months ago. What is your response to this delay?
It's very upsetting. We're getting a lot of platitudes. We're getting a lot of people saying, we understand your situation. They don't. They don't live my life every day. They don't live my son's life every day. We want clarity. We want to understand that they are committed to helping Alfie, committed to helping our family. We want them to make that public, and we want them to help our doctor to prescribe this and get a licence. Without their support and without them driving this won't happen, and it needs to come from them. I'm a full-time carer. My partner is trying to keep a roof above our heads. We're trying to parent our children. It's not my job to do this. It's the Home Office's job to make this happen. And today we want clarity, and we want their support publicly.
Okay, thanks very much for joining me, Hannah.
Thank you.
Hannah Deacon and Alfie, who's just over there. A lot of supporters, including Sir Patrick Stewart, who's been supporting Alfie's case. Sir Patrick, just very quickly, we've only got a few seconds, but just outline the reasons you're supporting Alfie's case.
Because it's exceptional and it's urgent, and the longer, wider process of the uses of medical marijuana in the UK will have to be discussed. But this case has extreme urgency attached to it, and I would hope that the Home Office will come to some conclusion in Alfie's favour very, very quickly.
Thank you for your time, Hannah Deacon, Sir Patrick Stewart. Back to you in the studio, Joe.
Greg, thank you very much to you and all your guests there out on College Green. I mean, that case was very powerfully and emotionally put to the Home Office. Do you think, Alan, that they should consider it? They wouldn't do an interview, or they weren't available to do an interview, anyone from the Home Office?
I mean, for me, this is a total no-brainer. Where it can do good, where it can alleviate suffering, you regulate it through the medical system and you use it. I mean, drugs that they prescribe can be dangerous and have side effects, which is the case with marijuana, but I think if there's a clear case when it can alleviate suffering, then actually I don't see the case for not.
I mean, what do you say when they have obviously stalled in terms of a response, even to granting a pilot, even for 3 months, to give some sort of relief to Hannah and Alfie?
Well, who knows what processes go on within ministerial departments. It's not unusual, is it, for things to get stalled in the system, but I think with luck the publicity that this case is now getting will do something to shift the wheels of the Home Office, but I really don't understand why this can't just be done.
Well, and if the Home Office would like to get in touch with the programme, and of course we'd be delighted to talk to anyone from the department to find out if they will make an exception in the case of Alfie. While we've been talking,